Welcome to the Pretty Red Ent show. It's your girl, Goddess Naquita, aka Pretty Red Ent. And if nobody told you they loved you today, just know that Goddess Naquita, she loves you today, okay? All right, guys. And I want to send love and light out to the air because we need air. The wind, the air element is very important. Like if you need some things to be blown away, they're going to be blown away. If you need to be blown somewhere, you're going to be blown somewhere exactly where you need to be at. So I feel like the air element is a very powerful element and it's needed. So I want to send love and light out to the air element, okay? So how are you beautiful people doing? I missed y'all. Today I kind of just really want to talk about don't allow nobody to come in your life and think that they're about to play games with you or ice skate on you again. Like I really feel like sometimes people do things and their disrespect or their absence can be where they can come back like things are okay. Like it's not okay. It's not okay that you left and you didn't say anything. It's not okay that you kept going on life and not speaking to me. Now, neuroscience in the psychology department states that if somebody ignores you or if they ghost you, it has the same effect on your brain as a car accident. So hold people at face value to that, guys. Like, I don't care what's going on, however they might feel about it. Hold them at value when it comes to that. Like, I will not sit up here and allow you to play games with me. Well, my life, I've been going through it with my life, and so I haven't talked to you because I've been going through it. But if I know that you've been talking to your mama or you've been talking to other people that's not even your family members, and then you're saying like, I'm not talking to you, then you are not obviously good friends because you ain't been going through it that much because you're still having conversations with people. People have their phone in their hand constantly, 24/7. So for you not to reach out for me for years and then want to try to come back in my life and try to do that same stunt again, no. Play with somebody else, don't play with me. I am grown, I am healed. I just don't have the time to be allowing someone to come back in my life to do the same thing. Guys, and hold people at face value with that. I'm one of them people where it's like, okay, I probably was a good friend to you, but was you a good friend to me? Think about it. And when people say that, well, I was a really good friend to you, I'll be like, well, how? I'm like, okay, so when you were going through things, I was there for you, right? If this would have happened to you, I would have been there for you, but was you there for me? Like, and if you wasn't there, if I wasn't able to be there for a person, I was very transparent and told them what was going on. Like, oh, I couldn't do it, or I can't do this, or, I just don't want it. And I was very transparent. When people who know me would tell you that I have always been very truthful about what I have going on and what I'm doing and how I might have felt in a situation. So for people that know me that want to try to come back and be my friend or want to talk to me, confess their love for me, whatever the situation might be, because Mercury retrograde do be coming out, but Venus retrograde is about to happen. So sometimes you get some of them old lovers that come back that be like, hey, don't allow people to keep playing games with you. It is 2025. Allow people to stand on the business that they stand on. Remember when you said this? Remember when you did this? Keep it that way. I don't want to rekindle nothing. Like, I don't know how to explain it besides like, no. Like, especially if you're doing the same thing, do not try to come over here and talk to me knowing that you are doing the same thing that you used to do. Okay? It's just not going to work out for me. Like, I just can't sit over here and be like, oh, I want you to keep doing the same thing that you did before. No. You cannot cross this bridge. You cannot go past go. You cannot collect $200. Okay? Like, I don't want to be friends with somebody who isn't healed, who isn't working on herself, who is doing the same thing. You're not progressing my life to be any better. You have no merit in my life. A lot of times people be like, oh, they'll reach out to you and they be like, oh, I was just trying to see what you were doing. You haven't checked to see how I was doing in 4 or 5 years. What you need to know what I'm doing for? Like, I can see you like checking up on me like, hey, I just want to say hi. How's your son doing? I just wanted to tell you, I miss you as a friend. You will not get that same thing I miss you back if you wasn't a good friend to me. Right? Like, no, I'm just not about to sit up here and play games with you. It's 2025. Make people stand on how they treated you. Like, if you know they treated you foul, make them stand on that. Make them stand in the energy that they gave you. And stand on that. I'm one of them people like, I'm going to make you stand on that. If you disrespected me in a way where I'm like, you know what, I'm cool. And especially, and people who know me know I'm very forgiving, right? So if I'm at the point where I forgive you, but you can't come back around me, yeah, you probably did something real foul. And if you wanted to be transparent and we talk about it on like live, or we talk about it where I'm being honest about it, yeah, you don't want that smoke. Especially if we include other people, you're gonna look like the bad guy, and then you're gonna want to argue to make it seem like you're not the bad guy when technically you was, right? And I'm one of them people like, if I did something messed up, I stand on it 100%. Like, yep, I did it and I claim it. It was mine. I did it. I ain't gonna lie and say I didn't, because I did. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, some people have to take accountability. And if you're a person, you take accountability, and the people that you're around don't take accountability, then you don't need to be around them people, because they're going to trigger you and you're going to trigger them. And it might end up in a bad situation, like where they might want you to go dark. And you like, you know what? I'm kind of in the light. I don't want to be in the dark right now. Right? But if you have balance within, some people are like, well, you could do both. Like, no, just because I'm balanced within does not mean I want to go back over here in the dark and just stand there. Like, no, like, I'm cool. Like, I don't want to be triggered about none of that. Like, I shouldn't have to be. My world is not about being triggered. My world is about being loved. So if you're not in the love community and you're not on a high vibration of love, I don't want to do it. I'm no longer coming off my throne. You need to come up here and speak to me. I'm not coming to speak to you. Like, if I felt like you were a good person, I would have reached out to you. I'm just saying. Like, if I felt like you was a good person, I would have reached out to you. If you not a good person, then I probably would. And I did go through a dark night of soul. And most people don't know about that. Like, dark nights of soul, that ain't no joke stage, especially when it comes to spirituality, especially when it comes to really dealing with you. I really went through a dark night of soul and I had nobody around me. Like, yes. And the people that popped up after, like, I went through my awakening, they was just like, hey, like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I needed some time. Like, and I explained some things to them. They were like, oh, okay. But it wasn't like they didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, I need a break. I got to heal real quick. And I always was very transparent. Like, even if I broke up with someone, I'd be like, you know what? I got to heal. I got to take time out for me. Like, I don't know. I need to figure this out, because I don't want to be soggy and no energy. I'm a person, I'm too happy. Like, so it's like, I don't know. I don't want to waste my time on something that I feel like is not going to push me forward, if that makes sense. Like, if I know that you do evil stuff to people, like, I have some friends that's witchy. Like, if I know that you're doing some evil stuff to people, why would you think that I would be okay with being your friend, knowing I'm about love and light? Like, I'm all about like love, spreading love and all that. Like, I just don't want to entertain it. I don't want to be around that energy. Like, I love you from a distance because I love you because you're a person. Like, you have a lot of love in you, and I can see that. But I'm also not in that world, so I don't compare. So I don't need to be over there. Like, I need to be wherever I'm at, and because I thrive with that, right? So I feel like sometimes people, they ignore the red flags, and we do choose to love, right? And you can love somebody so much, even in the darkness, and they like being in the dark. And sometimes you have to accept that. Like, okay, I remember like some people, I'm like, y'all like to go out all the time. I don't. I like to go do stuff. Like, y'all don't like to do that. So I noticed that they were okay with going out, but they were never okay. We're going to go do stuff. Like, okay, let's go do fun things. Like, I want to do fun things. Let's do that. You don't want to do that? Okay, you know what? We're not friends. You're okay. If it involves like some of my female friends, because like I am a man magnet. Like, I am very pretty. So when people used to like use me as a friend, like, okay, let's go out here. Like, cause they know that guys are going to try to talk to me, which means that guys are going to talk to them because they have friends. But that wasn't my speed. Like, girl, I had a whole man. What are you talking about? Why would I want to be outside when I could be with my man? Like, I don't know, my man. Thank you for my man. Like, why would I want to do that? And a lot of people don't understand that. Like, but I don't like being in situations where I'm in an environment I really don't want to be in, but I'm in this environment because you want to be there. How's that fair to me? Like, I don't want to be there. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to even be in that same energy. Like, the person that you might have known years ago, you probably don't even, if you thought that you knew me years ago and you didn't think that I was this spiritual, like then to now, then you have never known me ever. Like, ever. Like, ever. You never know me. So to me, I feel like we can't even be friends. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm okay. I'm not okay with people just randomly wanting to check on me. Like, I don't know. That's weird to me. Like, what you want? You acting like a monitoring spirit. What you want? Like, what's up? What do you need? What you want to talk to me about? How can I possibly help you? There's nothing that I can say, or there's really nothing that you can say to make me be like, okay, I want to add you back to my life to tell you what I got going on. No. Mm-mm. Your disrespect was loud. I'm not going to act like it wasn't loud, because it was very extremely loud. And you think that I'm going to be okay? No, ma'am. Save it for somebody else who wants it. I'm just not dealing with it. And I'm okay with saying, like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be your friend no more. I remember I love the fact that I was working on telling people like how I really felt with them within a friendship. And I was working on this maybe like 3 years ago, like being like very honest, and like, cause I used to really care about the other person's feelings. Like, maybe they really need a friend like me, but I needed a real friend. Like, they might have needed a friend like me, but I really needed a real friend. I needed somebody to care for me. I needed somebody to show up for me. But they were not it, and they were supposed to be it. And that played a big part of reality, right? Like, a lot of hurt. People don't talk about friendships and how that hurt. It's like a sibling, right? Like, y'all, you disconnected with a sibling, that hurt. Like, friendships hurt too. Like what? I spent and invested so much time in a person for them really not to care at all. not to care even about you at all, dissing you, being very disrespectful, and all of that. Like, you kind of risk stuff and put things on the line for people, for them to not really do the same for you. That hurts, guys. Yeah, I gotta start being truthful about that. Like, it hurts. So when Venus starts to retrograde in Pisces, I believe, you gotta be prepared for these lovers from the past. They try to come back and try to think that they can do the same thing that they did before to you. Some part of you need healthy boundaries. Nope. I'm good. You can stay over there. Are you benefiting my life? What can you do for my life right now? Like, there is nothing that you can do for my life right now, then you gonna have to stay over there. And I'm okay with that. And you should be okay. Don't come back in my life thinking you finna play and all of that. No, you will not get that opportunity. You do not go past go. You do not collect $200. Ow! Okay. Stay over there. And I'm fine with that. Like, you gotta be confident, guys, to know that you are making the right decisions and stand on that, and make people stand on how they're treating you, right? Or how they have treated you in the past. If they really just threw you off and didn't give you communication, they wasn't transparent, they didn't tell you what they had going on. Hey, you know what? Because I'm a person, like, if I knew that I was about to do something a few years ago, which I still do now, and I'm doing something spiritually, I would call all my friends, like, look, I'm not going to talk to y'all for about a week. Once my week is up, I hit y'all back up. I'm feeling real sensitive right now. The energy's high. And my friends be like, all right, cool. But did they know what was going on? Yes. It wasn't like I just stopped talking to them. Some people, you got to pay attention to the people who want you in their life and the people who don't. The people who want you in their life, you're going to talk to them. You're going to know what's going on with them. They're going to be honest. They're going to be very transparent. If you are being transparent, they're going to reflect that energy back at you. But for the people who are not, they're going to sit up there and play games with you. And if they're playing games, cut them off. You don't have time for that. It's 2025. We are not playing games in 2025. Okay. And neither is Trump hairline, his hair. So neither should you. A lot of times people do things and they think that it's okay, but it is not okay, right? Like, some of the disrespect that people do to people all the time, they feel like you should just constantly keep taking them how they are. I'm hurt. I'm in this energy. Okay, you like to get drunk and I don't. Like, it's so crazy because people, I'm like, if they really sit back and think about, even if they used to party with me, if they really say, like, Keita was really drunk, there's only a handful of times that you can actually say that I was really drunk. Like, I half the time I used to buy bottles and watch people drink them. Or they used to drink them from me where I didn't even get a drink. I used to be mad. Like, dang, I didn't even get a chance to pull me a drink. But they were the same people that were needing me. They were using me for their habit, not me using them for my habit. So then you think that you could turn around and be like, okay, well, I want to be friends with you. Like, no, not in 2025. We don't even do the same things. Like, a lot of people feel like they know me. Like, and I'd be like, do you really know me? Or do you think that you know me? Like, it's so crazy. Like, prime example, I asked this person the other day. They were like, I want to be your friends. I was like, well, name me 5 things about me. Tell me what my favorite color is, right? Because if my God kids know that, then if you're a person that has been in my life, you should know that, right? If we were really ever good friends, you should know what my favorite color is. But then I start asking them questions like, okay, so what sport do I like? You know, and start asking them questions like that, like simple questions that I feel like you should know about your friend, like what they like, what they don't like. The fact that this person didn't have anything to say, I'm like, see, and this is how we know that I was never your friend. Because things that you like, you take interest in, and you should know. What's so crazy is that I'm like, I even have 5 pictures with me with this particular thing. on or me doing with you? And you don't even remember. And then you said that you miss me as a friend. How you miss me as a friend and you don't even remember this? Like, no. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just on one. And I'm not going to say like, hey, I feel like I'm better than anybody, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm better than myself than I was before. I know that I'm not accepting the same thing that I used to accept. Like, I'm not accepting bare minimal. That's over with. That's been gone, right? Like, what I'm accepting now is a little bit different, in a different tone, to maybe where I don't want to express that to you. Like, but that has nothing to do with anything with you. I'm just on some, I'm in love. I'm in love with life. Like, I'm in love with my life. I'm in love with the people that's in my life. I'm in love with everything going on. So anything that tries to disrupt this flow gotta go. No harm, no foul. It's just that we're on two different pages, and that's okay. Right? And you can be on two different pages with people. Like, hey, you're on this world, I'm on this world. But what I'm not going to do is sit up there and act like I'm going to be your friend, knowing I'm not going to be your friend. I'm one of them people like, y'all know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not a party animal. Okay, so if you were friends with Pretty Red Ent when she was, at that time when I was drinking and smoking, if you were ever around me, I was sad. I was hurt. Very hurt. And I was trying to get over some of my hurt and trying to figure it out. When in actual reality, I should have been around other people who wasn't going to sit up there and watch me drink and smoke. And then was like, hey, let's talk about this. What are you going through that you want to drink and smoke? Like, what's going on? Not saying that drinking and smoking is bad. I'm just saying that that's something that I don't do. That has never been my MO, guys. And if you have known me during this moment, you know that sometimes I smoke, sometimes I drink. I smoke, I sip, I drink. I'm supposed to stop, but I can't. Hold on. But that's a whole different song, but that's a Tory Lane song. We're not going to go there. But the whole thing is, the song is called I Sip, by the way. It's really good. Y'all need to listen to it. I like the little melody of it. But the whole thing of what I'm trying to say and being very transparent is that back in the day, I wish I had more friends that were like me. Like, what you drinking so much for? Why are you smoking so much? Like, let's go do this. Let's go do that. You feel me? And then all of a sudden, I got those friends. I got those friends when I turned, when my spiritual awakening started really, awakening. Like, and I already been woke, by the way, guys. Like, so a lot of the stuff that people did to me that was skep, I knew already. And anybody who know me from back in then, like, that girl been spiritual. She ain't just start being spiritual. She been like that on everything. Like, I always been in tune. I'm going to still continue to be in tune. It's just that I'm now, like, I'm not hiding what I know, like, no more. Like, no, I know that you're not a good friend. I'm not going to act like you're a good friend. I know what you here for, and I'm going to speak that. A lot of times what I'm hearing too, because guys, when y'all used to be the yes person, because this is very important. When you used to be the yes person, and then now you become the person where you're like, don't try me. I don't like that. Like, oh, I miss you. And then I used to tell people I missed them back, knowing I did not miss them. I'd be like, I don't even know why you even write me. I don't even know why you even trying to speak to me after what you did to me. But I would still be like cordial and nice. Like, no, you do not. You still get the nice me, but you get that version where it's like, what do you want? You might not even get a response back, because if you were a good enough person to me, I'm going to respond back to you. But if you wasn't, I'm not going to respond back to you. But then I had somebody hit me up there. It was like, they found out I'd be on Snapchat, which I do. That Snapchat is me. That's not nobody else, okay? I mean, besides sometimes. But every other social media platform, that's other people. that post on they get paid to post on my social media, period. But Snapchat is all me. And they hit me up on Snapchat. They added me. I didn't even know who they was. And then they was like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh. They was like, I just miss you. And I was like, that's what's up. I was like, I don't even know what to say. And they was like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know what to say to you. Because I don't know what to say to you. Like, I'm not about to say I miss you because I don't miss you. Like, as a friend or none of that. Like, you did some harmful stuff to me. You think that I didn't know? I mean, I already knew it was going to happen before it happened. Sometimes, especially when you know things, like, sometimes you just gotta let things play out the way it's supposed to play out. There's nothing wrong with that either. That's just saying, like, you know what? I'm cool. I don't even have time to even go through and think about the actions that you're gonna take. Right? But I'm not about to sit up here and lie to you and say I miss you when I don't. I'm not about to sit up here and lie and say I want to be your friend when I don't. I'm not about to sit up here and like gas you up. Like, I'm not gonna gas you up in no conversation. What we talking for? What does your conversation have any merit to me? Us having a conversation, what does it benefit me? I remember somebody, cause y'all know I'm funny, but somebody asked me for a picture of me. And I was like, but this picture will benefit you. How does it benefit me? What do I gain from this? Because you actually gain something from this. What do I gain from this? And one of my friends used to be like, she a sex worker. She was like, no. And as a sex worker, anybody asking you for a picture, they need to pay you. Like, no, like, she was so funny, like, because she was actually on my Snapchat and she was reading my messages. She's like, why are these guys asking you for pictures? I was like, I don't know. And she was like, and she was telling me, because she is a sex worker. That's what she told me. She's like, she was a sex worker. And she's like, no, if they want a picture, even a face picture, they need to pay you. She's like, they got to pay you. There's no way that they're asking you for money. They asking you for something and not trying to give you something. That's crazy. That's absurd. And then if you take that at face value, what she's saying, despite whether she's a sex worker or not, is she valid? Like, her response was valid. Like, oh, she right. She like, no. But that's the same thing with like being somebody's friend. Like, I don't know. Like, if we're not benefiting, I don't know how I can be your friend. I have a love language, and that's not you. What you do as a friend, what I have known you as a friend, it might trigger me. And I'm not finna get upset about anything. Like, if I know what type of time you on, like, oh, we have talked for years and then we stopped talking. You're one of them people you stop talking to people. I'm really positive. I know that you might not be a person that's positive, but people change all the time, which they're supposed to do. But some of your disrespect might have been loud to the point where I'm like, I don't want to be your friend. I actually don't want to talk to you no more. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, a lot of people don't understand, like, how happy I am. Like, we ain't gotta never talk or see each other ever again. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with being very transparent. Like, okay, you're not helping me. You're not benefiting. You're not doing anything to show me that you want to be in my life. Like, I can't do that for you because I do that for my friends. I show up for my friends. I be there for my friends. I check on my friends. We talk about all that. I'm not about to be your friend knowing that you was not mine, and me mentioning and telling you how that works isn't great, right? And it's crazy because it'd be so funny because my little brother, he's so hilarious, guys. If y'all know who my little brother is, you know who he is. But me and him be chopping it up, like, and we'll chop it up for a minute. Like, I don't have to talk to my little brother every day. But please know, like, my little brother know what's going on in my life. It's crazy. People like, what? Like, yeah, you know what's going on? Like, I don't talk to him every day. And I'm not saying that I necessarily have to talk to you every day to be considered my friend. No, but you have to be a really good friend. Like, in order to be my friend, you got to be a really good friend. Because I'm a really good friend. And I'm not accepting any energy. I'm not accepting any energy that I don't give out. So if I know I show up for my friends, I be there for my friends. They need advice, I got them. Anything that they need, I got them. I need that same energy back. And if you don't give that same energy back, I'm not going to be your friend. We're just not even going to talk no more. Nope. It's good. Wrap it up. Wrap it in a bow. Like, I just can't accept anything less than what I deserve. And some people are like, well, no, you shouldn't just be. No, you need to only accept what you give out, because that's the only energy you're going to get back anyways. And if you start accepting energy that you do not deserve, then guess what happens? You're telling the universe, this is the energy you want. And then all these people start coming in like that. You're like, no, what? No. Cut these people off, guys. Shut the door. Cut it off. Don't allow people to keep playing with you. You're way too important. You should love you more than anything. Like, it's okay to love you out loud. Like, people be mad. They be like, oh, that's self-centered. No, it's not. It's smart. I love me. You have did, like, I'm telling you, some people I should have not been back friends with. They did some real foul stuff to me in general. And like, if I start to think about it, and with me being in my villain there, I'm gonna just forgive them. But I'm like, but what you gotta sit with is that I'll never be your friend again. You want to be my friend again, but I don't want to be yours. Imagine that. Like, you gotta sit with what you did. If you stand on what you did, then stand on that. But some stuff was disrespectful, and we can't come back from that. And I'm okay with that. And I might have did some stuff to them that they might be like, you know what, we couldn't come back from that. Well, you don't have to be my friend. I don't have to be yours, and I'm okay with that. And we've been doing great. So how about we keep it that way? Like, I'm good. Like, I don't know how to explain it besides saying I am good. So if you are checking on me and I'm not checking on you, then, you know, take it as a sign. And not saying that, hey, even if you are a person I used to be really cool with and we didn't really fall out, we just life started lifing. You feel me? Like, not saying like, hey, those people I will have a conversation with. You ain't do nothing, no real damage to me. Like, I'm not gonna like be mad at you. Like, I don't know. Like, we might not even be in the same environment. Like I might have been going through it with something else. And I'm just like, okay, but I'm a person where I'm also transparent with people that I love. If I respect you, you're going to know exactly what's going on in my life. If I don't, you don't know. You'll just be guessing. And I'm a person where things change. Like, I'm always doing something new. So there's no way for you to know what I'm exactly doing anyways, because I'm always doing something. You'll be like, what do you got going on, girl? I thought you was doing this. So yeah, girl, I thought you was over here. I thought you was over here in Thailand. Yes, girl, over here in Thailand enjoying myself. Why wouldn't I? You can be over there in America, but I'm going to be over here in Thailand chilling. Right here in my swimming pool. In my house. You feel me? Paying $6 electricity. Yes, that part. I don't know. Like, you don't think I deserve nice things or to be happy. Some people, guys, just be wanting to check on you to see if you're not happy no more. Or whatever they did to you, if it's working or not. Or to see how they can make your life be worse, or just to try to get on your energy. I'm one of them people, like, I don't even want to connect to you because you can't even connect to my energy. My energy is a blessing. So to even talk to me is a blessing. So if I know that you didn't respect my presence when I was in your presence, why would I have you around me now? I'm not about to do that. No, I love me. So guys, like, y'all need to start showing up for yourself like that too. Like, no, I respect me. Like, if you was around me, it was a blessing. If you took it for granted, that's your fault, not mine. I'm not missing out on nothing. Like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't know. I'm on one, but I be on love, y'all. like my channel be love, but I'm also like, I ain't mad. I ain't mad at nobody. Like, you gonna do what you do, and I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm gonna mind my business, and I hope you mind your business too. But don't expect me that I'm obligated to speak to you, especially when you know that you have done stuff to me. You have ghosted me. You have did some evil stuff to me. You have did some stuff that you probably think that I don't know, and I do. And I knew the whole time. And then when you come to be truthful to me, to tell me what you did, and I'd be like, well, I knew, but I forgave you the moment you did it. Like, I'm only responsible to how I react. Like, if I know you did that, like, and I reacted like crazy, like, like, that'll be giving you the energy that you deserve. But also, like, that's having me come out of character. That's just something that I can't do. Some people spoke ill on my character and on my brand. I'm like, nah, we can't come back from that, shorty. I don't even play like that. I would have never did that to you. I would have never spoke foul about you. I would have never did that. And I can't accept you back in my life knowing that you did that to me. I ain't gonna lie to you and say, oh, well, baby, that's gonna trigger me. And when I say trigger me, it's gonna trigger me. And it might even trigger you. It might not even trigger me. It might trigger you for real. Because I'm really transparent on like how I feel and why I don't want to mess with you. I'm able to really verbally express that without, I care about how you feel, but I care about the way how you feel if I'm being truthful. Like, you need the truth. So I'm going to tell you that, and that's fine. I want people to be that truthful to me. Like, hey, like, they be like, I'm like, no, you did some stuff to me that I'm just not okay with. Like, you expect me just to go on here, forgive you, and go back like how it was, but you did some real disrespectful stuff. I remember one of my friends, like, they needed a ride. And I was like, okay, well, you paying me? They were like, no. I'm like, well, why am I giving you a ride then? Like, what have you done for me? I have done a lot for you. Like, you haven't done anything for me. Like, yeah, you were there for me during certain moments, but as far as doing stuff for me, you have never did that. Like, no, you can't. No, I'm not finna do it. I'm not about to do that. Like, no. I can't be there for people who was never there for me. I can't, like, I show up for me. I don't have a problem with giving it. I don't have a problem with receiving it. I don't have a problem with just being me, right? The problem is sometimes people give out too much. And that can be a problem. But then that other person, they're receiving too much, right? And so there's a balance. So sometimes you have to fix the things inside of you in order to be able to function outside of yourself. Like, know your worth and stand on it. Stop allowing people to come into your life and hurt you the same exact way that they hurt you before. Like, nope, you can't come over here. You can't go past go. You can't collect $200. You have never did nothing for me. You never did nothing to me. You have never even went out your way to really, I mean, and some people, they did go out their way to do some things, right? But some of the stuff that they did that was also foul can't be forgiven. I mean, it can be forgiven, but it's like, I can't, like, you can't be in my life the same way like you were before how I had you there, because you didn't have me in your life in that same position. I might have put you on a pedestal, but you didn't put me on a pedestal. So I can't put you back in my life on that same level that I had you at before. It's unfair. Like, I don't know. Like, you got to really stand up for you and have clear cut boundaries on where you want people at, how you want them. I'm telling you, if you made time for me in your life and I ain't never had to beg you twice to make time for me, I will not do the same to you. Like, I will make time for you. I make time for people who make time for me. I make time to talk to people who make time to talk to me. They don't have to, they can text me once. I'm going to respond back ASAP. Boom. They ain't even have to wait 2 business days later. They get a response. Just like how I did my survey. I wrote to certain people. All I did was write them one time. Can you take my survey? They didn't even respond back. Yes, they took my survey and just sent it in. They didn't even care what it was. It was the fact that I sent it to them and they responded back. Like, they was like, anytime you ever need anything, like, you don't have to call me, ask me twice. You got it. So they were like, and the person who, like, I had at least about 10, 20 people do that to me. And they told me why. They said, because I love you. Because anytime I ever need something, you don't really ask questions. You just go ahead and you do it. So the fact you just want me to answer a survey, I'm going to answer the survey and I ain't going to ask you no questions. Why? I'm going to just do it just because it's you. And I appreciate you and I love you. And that meant so much to me. And it showed me that, like, I'm telling y'all, they were like, okay, send it to me. Boom. They just did it just because I asked them to. So imagine you accepting somebody back in your life who won't even do that for you. But you got a million other people that will. Why would you do that for? Like, you got a million people that if you even call their phone once, you ring their phone, they going to answer like, what's going on? Whether you don't even talk to them or not. Like, the fact that you call their phone, they going to answer and talk to you like, what's up? Like, you all right? Like, okay, let's try to fix your problem. Like, yeah, like, okay. And then y'all go back about y'all day. Like, you need people in your life like that. And so if you show up in people's life like that and they don't show up in your life like that, then you shouldn't allow them people back in your life. We're not going to keep giving people 4 or 5 times to get this stuff right. You know how to be a good person. You have the same obligations that everybody else have. I remember one of my favorite songs is Sleeve by Goddess Naquita. And the thing he talks about in this song is like, he's like, you know, I've been hurt before too. So I know how it feels. So I wouldn't do you like that. People don't understand that. Like, I feel like real hurt people do not hurt people because they know how it feels to be hurt. So what they do is try to fix the behavior that other people do to them. And they give that out. Like, they're like, okay, you know, somebody lied to you. They didn't tell you the truth. So now everybody you meet, you just tell the truth to because you want them to know, hey, I'm being truthful. And yes, somebody did this to me and it hurt. So I don't want you to do that to me. So you need to pay attention to people who does that, right? Like, I can always tell when people are being truthful and when they playing. Like, you gonna know because certain people, if you're vibing high and you're healing, you're doing the work that you need to do. Certain people can't even come around you. They can't even have conversations with you at all. I'd be like, you were such a mean person to me that I won't even respond back to you. I don't even have time to respond back to you because it was toxic. It wasn't where I need to be at. You did bare minimum to be in my life. Why should I be in your life? You got to start quoting people exactly how they quote you and stop playing. Call them out on their stuff and call it a day and wrap it up. There's nothing wrong with saying to somebody, I don't like what you did to me. Okay, if you come back in my life, this is what you cannot do. And set clear-cut boundaries. You do this, you gone. It ain't even a conversation. You out. The fact that we even having this conversation right now is a courtesy. There's nothing wrong with being that transparent with the person, especially if they keep begging to be in your life. You're like, you know what? Okay, let me see that. You want to you believe in second chances? Fine. I do too. I believe in giving people second chances, but sometimes some people already took their second chance. You took your second chance years ago with me, baby. I forgave you like 5 times. You ain't gonna come back now. It's over with. 2025, baby. You ain't even coming back. We're not even going to have a conversation. You knew what you did. You know what you did wrong. We're not even going to play those type of games. We're not even about to do that. You ghosted me as a friend, like, and I forgave you the first 3 times since we have been friends. No, I'm not going to take you back as a friend now. It's crazy. You acting crazy right now. Like, I can't do it. I love me too much. If I was giving advice to somebody else, and this is the whole thing, I always tell people, what would you say to somebody else if you were giving advice? What would you say? How would you give that advice to somebody? Right? And it's like, what would I say to somebody? What would I say to me? What advice would I give myself? I would be like, look, Naquita, I love you. But if people really wanted to be in your life, they would be in your life right now. Like, don't allow someone to come back into your life and play games with you. Like, they wasn't a good friend. If they were a good friend, don't you think that y'all still be talking? You are a very forgiving person. You always talk to people. When they talk to you, they respond. Anytime they inbox you, you always respond back. You answer, you give clear answer. And the fact that they're not doing that to you, why do you think it's okay to be friends with them? Why are they allowed? Why would you allow these people to come back and be friends with you on any type of level if they weren't like that with you? This is the advice I would give myself. Like, I would say, and then to be like, Naquita, like, no, you need to tell these people no, stand on what they did and be okay with that. Like, your life is good right now. Why would you go and put something in there? Like, you know that y'all don't even do the same things. They like to drink and smoke. You don't. Why be friends with them if you don't do the same thing? They don't like to go out and have fun. They would rather go to a club, or they would rather buy a bottle, get drunk, get high. That's not what you want to do. You want to be over here snowboarding. Why would you be around an environment that you're not like? This is the advice, y'all, that I would give myself, literally. So the advice I'm giving out on my podcast is something I would give myself. Like, don't allow nobody to come back in your life and play with you. You are not an ice skating ring. You are not a toy that they can just pick up and play with sometimes and then say, I don't want to play with you today. I don't want to play with you in another year. I don't want to play with you in 6 months. Why would you allow a person to play with you like that? You matter. Allow people to treat you like you matter, because you do. And don't back down on anything less than that. Stand on what you're worth, no matter what's going on. Even if it's your job, you know what you're worth. Don't accept anything less. You know that you need $1 raise. Oh, they didn't give you $1 raise? Okay, well, you know what? I think I'm going to put in my 30 because you ain't give me my $1 raise. I don't have time to be playing games with you. Right? And people be like, oh, no. Yes. I don't have time to be playing games with you at all. And so I feel like a lot of times, like, people do the things that they do because like, we love people. We are built to be in relationships, right? We're built to be in love. But you can't out loud, like, allow someone to disrespect you and then take them back. That's unhealthy. That's very unhealthy. That's like you falling down and you put a Band-Aid on and now you're letting them come rip the Band-Aid off and reopen the wound again. Like, what? If you were just healing, why would you do that? Like, no, we're not about to do that. It's 2025. Stand on it. Stand on your love for yourself. I be telling people, like, I love me so much. You cannot play with me like that. How you thought you used to could play with me when I didn't say nothing before? Like, you cannot do that in 2025. I'm going to say something the first time you said something to me, the first time you did something. And I'm going to also remind you what you did in the past. Because if we can't talk about the past, we can't even move forward, because we need to sweep this trash out. Like, so if you don't want to talk about how I might feel about what you did to me and how we going to do recourse on, like, okay, yes, I did this to you. Let me tell you how I'm sorry and how I want to make this up to you. And this is what I will do moving forward. That's recourse. If you don't have all of that, then we can't even be friends. We can't even talk. Like, if you're not willing to do all that, like, look, I know I did some very fucked up shit. I did some foul stuff to you. I apologize. But moving forward, I want to work on our relationship. And then you said things like, they have like things on how they want to move it. And then they be like, okay, and to actually make up for my actions, I want to give you this, and that. Like, what? I can't accept anything less than that because that's what I do. Like, and if you know that you do that same thing, why would you accept anything less for somebody that you know that ain't even gonna do it? And you know how people move because people in their life shows you how they move. Like, I see you show up for all your other friends. Why wouldn't you show up for me? Everybody else got invited, but I got invited at last minute. How's that fair to me? What are you showing me? And you haven't just done this one time. You've done it probably a few times. So I'm supposed to be okay with that? Oh no, but all these other people talk to you. My friends talk to you, but you didn't reach out to talk to me. I'm supposed to be okay with that? No, I'm not okay with that. I'm never going to be okay with that. The disrespect. And you think that now that you feel like you want to reach out to me, I should be able to reach back out to you. No, what happened when I wanted to talk? Where was you at when I wanted to speak? Oh no, you were out doing your thing, talking to everybody else but me. No, we're not going to do that. No, ma'am. No, sir. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. You will not get that off on me. You need to deal with your issues and work on you. Granted, you might change. If you change, your approach is going to be different. That's how people who have healed know if you have changed, right? Because your approach will be different. Your approach will be totally like transparent, where you're like, you know what? I'm going to lay all my cards out flat. Here you go. But if you're saying the same thing, thinking that you're going to get a response is crazy. Y'all have to make people earn y'all. Like, it's important. Like, if they're not earning y'all, then you need to cut them off. You can't just pick up the phone and randomly talk to me, baby. My energy costs. Okay? Like, anything connected to my energy thrives. You acting up. No. It's going to cost you. And not saying that it's anything negative, but I'm just not dealing with anything that's lesser than me. Because anything that's connected to my energy is going to thrive. So positive stuff going to happen to you after you talk to me. But if I talk to you, if ain't nothing positive happening, baby, we cannot talk. We can no longer be friends. That's just not how this works out, baby girl or baby boy. Like, I just can't. I'm not going to do it. No, it's too much. Guys, so stand up for you and be happy. Be happy that you are you, but don't allow people to treat you the same way they treated you before. Like, that's too much. I don't care if it's an ex-cousin, of a friend, foe, whatever. Like, however, if you're not talking to this person in 2025, you need to ask yourself why. And if the reason why is because they ghosted you or they just did some foul stuff, you stopped talking to them, but you forgave them, right? Because you are supposed to forgive people. But if you're like, you know what, their approach is still the same. Don't talk to them. Don't even waste your time. I'm one of them people like, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not even looking at your message. Your approach is still the same. Let me know when you heal. I'm not coming down talking to you. You have to ascend to talk to me. Like, and I will know if you ascended. Like, and that's just saying, like, I know, like, because your approach would be different. Oh, no. You think that you can just approach me with like, oh my gosh, y'all people got to stop with these short texts. Like, I have never liked that. Right? I've never been a person that's texting you no short text. I don't care who you are. Like, we might have had a good relationship. And it might have been like, you have a good relationship with me. You might think I'm a good person, but ask me if I feel like you're a good person. I'm one of them people, I always ask people, especially old people that call me and talk to me. I'm like, So how do you feel about me? Do you think I was a good friend? They'd be like, yeah. I'm like, are you sure there's nothing I did wrong? They'd be like, nope. And I'll be like, okay, but let me tell you something. I don't feel like you was a good friend, and let me tell you why. These are things that you did to me and they hurt me. And let me show you and tell you how they have hurted me and how I had to heal to get over the actions that you did to me. That is not fair. Like, I had to get into my system to actually really do work on my nervous system and my emotional system for some actions that you did to me. No, I will not accept that again. I can't. I owe myself enough to respect my boundaries. And one of my boundaries is not accepting anything old. Sorry. Stay over there. Whatever you got going on, you got going on. But it ain't finna go over here. You can't think that you're finna talk to me the same way that you talked to me before and think that it's okay. It was never okay when you talked to me. Then I just never spoke on it. But you knew by my facial expressions if you really paid attention. But now I speak on it. Like, nope, you ain't about to play with me like that, okay? But guys, just make sure that, I'm going to leave y'all with this. If they're not in y'all life in 2025 helping benefit your life, then why are you talking to them? If they're not helping you grow, be successful, adding to you, then they're taking from you. Why do you need to talk to them? There's no reason that you need to talk to them. There's no reason you need to tell them what you got going on. There's no conversation that need to be had. If you know they did some really foul, disrespectful stuff to you, even though you might have forgave them, I really feel like you need to have a boundary and be like, look, I forgive you and all that, but I don't, and especially if you don't want to be their friend again, be like, look, I'm glad that we had this conversation so that way we can get it over with, but I don't want to be your friend no more. I don't want you around me for real. I wish you nothing but the best, but I just don't want to be your friend no more. And it's okay. Don't try to be somebody's friend because they want to be your friend. Be somebody's friend because you actually want to show up. You actually think that they're a good friend and they match your energy or top your energy. But anything less, don't accept it. That's what I'm going to leave y'all with this podcast, okay? So guys, if you like what you heard or you didn't, let me know your opinion. Make sure y'all hit me up on my webpage at the Pretty Red Ent show.podbean.com. So the Pretty Red Ent show, ENT, okay, show.podbean.com. Or you can hit me up on all platforms at the Pretty Red Ent show. I do respond, especially on Snapchat, because y'all know that's my favorite place. But hit me up and let me know how you feel about the episode. And, I do respond back. But guys, I thank you so very much for always supporting me, always tapping in, zooming in. But I hope this message helps somebody. But guys, do not accept anything less than what you deserve, and don't allow people to play with you. It's 2025. Make them stand on it, but make them earn you, because you owe yourself that. Okay? But guys, thanks for always tuning in, tapping in to the Pretty Red Ent show. It's your girl, Goddess Naquita, aka Pretty Red Ent.